And we're live.
But
Seems like Tarkov and Rust almost compete for the same player base. Is that right? Like when one goes down, the other goes up.
It's somewhat similar. They have some like similarities in the, you know, when you die and like you lose your gun and the other guy takes your gun. That's kind of where the similarities are. But in Tarkov, you know, you've got your stash, which is where all your shit is stored, and I can't come get into your stash and take it. Whereas Rust is on the system where you can break into someone's base and take all that they own. And Rust is often on a weekly cycle where, like, at the end of the week, everything that we accrue is just poof, gone, and we start over again. Whereas Tarkov is on like a 9-month cycle, roughly speaking, 6-9 months, where you can, you know, after 6 or 9 months, you're so goddamn rich that maybe you don't even care anymore. You've kind of lost interest in the game.
That's
which I think is kinda, yeah. I had so much money that like losing didn't hurt anymore and winning wasn't a big deal anymore. Unless the guy had just the most meta of gear.
Like I was saying, there's lots of ways to play Rust. Mm-hmm. I enjoy all the stages of Tarkov. I like it when it first drops and everybody's broke. I like the mid game. I like the end game too, when, like you said, you can die and it's no trouble. And I can just I can cosplay as a poor person. I can roll in as Super Chad. I can play any way I want to. I like every stage.
Something that I really miss. Have you guys ever heard of a MUD before? Multi-user dungeon or multi-user dimension, text-based games in the days of old.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I used to play a lot of these growing up, and something that was just part of the culture of a MUD that was really cool was that anytime there was like a major update, I mean, it would change the way you would level your character, so necessarily there'd be a P wipe, a player wipe. And that was always the most hype moments of the game is when you wipe the player base because everybody's on, everybody wants to be, you can see the leaderboards changing in real time. People are no-lifing for 48 hours right after wipes to see who can hit the first person to get some weapon or some transformation or some armor or some level, whatever. It was always really exciting. I wish that other games did more stuff like that, like in the RPG world. I noticed that in the MMORPG world, like I noticed RuneScape does like the Iron Man stuff, which seems pretty exciting. In Rust, like the biggest excitement is the wipe cycles. Like you'll play on servers that'll either wipe every 7 or 14 days. The day one is like, depending on your server, you're sitting there for an hour waiting in queue because so many people want to get in and play. And then by like 6 or 7, like it's just not as much fun. I guess for some people, I shouldn't speak for everybody, but for somebody like me, like it's not really that much fun if I can kill somebody and then re-gear up and then run back and kill them or die and then re-gear up and run back down. Like it's more fun when it's like, we just spent like 12 hours fucking mining and we heard like an explosion in the back of the base. And if these guys like break in, we're going to lose everything we just did on day one and we're fucked for the whole cycle. Like the stakes are so fucking high on everything. And if you're allowed to build these massive stashes, I think you lose like the funnest aspects of games sometimes. Like when I watch EFT and I'm seeing somebody like in some tense situation where they hear footsteps or they're in a gunfight, their legs injured, I'm like, oh my God, this is like crazy excitement. Like if he dies, like the stakes are high. And then they die and then they go back to their stash and they've got like 750 trillion more like surplus World War II weapons stashed away in some box. Oh, well, who the fuck cares if they die or not? Like, yeah, I don't, that's just kind of my take on it.
No, I agree. That viewpoint. I disagree. I like all stages of it.
You're just wrong, Woody.
There's only one fun phase.
I like it when it's high stakes. I like it when it's low stakes. Sometimes it's nice to die, shrug it off, go back, regroup, regrip.
I like games with no stakes. I've been playing a bunch of Magic the Gathering Arena, and sometimes like 2 turns in, I'll be like, you know what? This hand is no longer exactly what I want it to be. Just concede. Just give up. Start again. Try it again. No reason to worry.
What about the person you're playing with? Doesn't he have a horrible time because you just left?
No, they got a free victory out of it. So they get their little coins, and you use those to like redeem cards. I'm exaggerating. I don't do that very often because it's more. You don't really figure out if your deck's good or not if you quit all the time. Like you need to make sure, like, all right, if I'm getting shit draws a third of the time, that's probably because I have the wrong mana split. I have too many creatures, not enough instants, enchantments, sorceries, that kind of thing.
I was going to suggest the sorcery jamming.
That's, yes, a well-known magic tactic, sorcery jamming. This fucker's sorcery jamming me. A whole deck of nothing but sorceries. 60 useless cards, no land.
The whole low stakes, high stakes thing, that's what drove me away from Call of Duty and pulled me into a game like PUBG. And then from there to like Tarkov and Rust, you know, it was like, here's a game where winning and losing matters a little bit. Like I think what made Call of Duty matter for a little bit longer than it should have was like trying to make YouTube content for it. It's like, oh yeah, a good game is worth cash, and a bad game means wasted time. So that added something to it. So I don't even know why people who aren't getting paid to fucking play Call of Duty anymore. I don't get you people.
Apparently a lot don't. Like Blame Truth goes off on it all the time, and he was talking about, I saw some tweets from him saying like, hey, here's a couple of statements from Treyarch or whoever. And it was like clearly them panicking, trying to do stuff to re-incentivize people to play more, because apparently the servers are like outside of zombies pretty empty, pretty dead.
Yeah. I think that it depends. Like everybody plays something that's really important to recognize. I don't want to gatekeep any gaming experience. We all play games for different reasons. But when I think back to like my favorite gaming moments, usually it's in games where the stakes were very, very, very high. So like I'm never, ever, ever remembering, maybe some people do, but I'm never remembering like a Call of Duty game, or I should say like CSGO, because I suck at Call of Duty. I never remember like a CSGO game where it's like, oh, I dropped a 30 bomb, a 40 bomb. Like that was such a good ladder match that I played randomly the one time. But I have memories from Rust that will like last me a lifetime. Like they're like, so like as a very quick, very small thing, Kyle might be the only one in here that gives a fuck about any of this. But when you raid people's bases, you bring a lot of stuff with your crew. And if you've got a big crew, you've got, dozens of high quality weapons, lots of rockets that take hours or days to mine the sulfur for. And like in the middle of like raiding this base, there's like people log in to defend the base and everything. Like your raid can get fucked. And what a fucked raid looks like is you'll have a bunch of people in a tower that are standing there shooting down on AKs with a bunch of people with dicks running around trying to run back into the building because everybody's fucking dead. And so when you die, you have like sleeping bags that you respawn from, and you're trying to run in and grab a weapon and just grab anything, and it's like impossible. Like usually at this stage, like a raid is fucked. And we were at that stage in one of our raids of these people where we'd all died. It was over. People were trying to run back in naked. So they're just getting killed. And one guy manages to like grab a shotgun off of somebody's body. I say a shotgun. It's a shitty version. It's a single shot shotgun called a water pipe.
Oh, no.
And in this raid, one of the defenders comes down and this guy manages to headshot the dude. And when he kills the guy, his body drops and we get like a body full of rockets and a rocket launcher. And like from this moment of this totally lost raid, we like claw our way back into like slowly blowing up platforms, making way to this. And the whole time, if you could get a macro view of this, it's just naked bodies just running at this fucking tower. And it's just one of those things where like this raid is like the result of like 3 days worth of like 20 people collecting resources forever. And if you fuck it up, you're going to sit on your ass for 5 days with nothing to do because you've wasted everything on server. And that kind of stuff is just really exciting and really fun. It makes for good stories. More so than just like I totally wrecked a bunch of people yesterday and this multiplayer.
Yeah, everyone cheers in a moment like that. It's like, dude, I got all the rockets. And he's like, what do you mean? How many rockets? An inventory of rockets. And everybody's just like, yes, get them back, get them back.
They're like, come here. Come where? I'm right here. What the fuck is there? What do you mean? You need to use words. Yeah, and people like screaming on comms and it's like insanely. Yeah, that shit is crazy. That's funny as fuck.
Dude,
oh man.
On a related, like similar to that, but my favorite gaming moments are usually about relationships, right? Like, I don't know, I play with some guy with a lisp and the other guy's targeting him. He's talking shit. And it's like, all right, everybody, put on your gaming socks. We're going to teach him a lesson. And if that goes well, like what we played with a girl one time and they targeted her. They went after her. They said to her, you don't understand. I play this game every fucking day. I'm going to kick your ass. And I'm like, he doesn't understand. I play this game every day. We all play this game every day.
I'm retired.
Yeah, and I'm tearing up. Like those are the moments where it's like, come at me, bitch. You think you got pushovers on this team? Don't leave.
I'm so mean. When you were talking about targeting a kid with a lisp. See, I thought that you and your friends were targeting a kid with a lisp. I had no idea that you were the one to step in and defend, because that's more my group. Like we, dude, you've got to hear Mitty's soundboard of the kid we ran into with a lisp years ago, and they got him to like say different stuff and recorded him, and he drops that as a soundboard occasionally. And it's weird because we were learning Rust. Like learning how to like really play Rust for the first time, maybe like 2.5 years ago. Like we kind of piddled around, but we got a tour guide to like show us how to run monuments and how to shoot a bit. And it was weird. Like we kept running into kids with speech impediments, and I don't mean one or two. Like every kid we ran into seemed to have an issue, like a severe lisp or a stutter. And we were like, is this like the game for kids with disabilities? Like, is that what's going on here? And so we all started role playing as kids from a
Jesus
special needs hospital. And so like I'm
Special
farming
needs hospital.
yes, like the idea
Sorry, you're retarded and you have cancer.
yeah. No, a school for the criminally retarded. And so like I'm over there mining a tree, and every time I hit it, I'm going wood, wood, wood in voice chat. And this guy like lives nearby is like, dude, what's going on out here? And Mitty's like, I'm sorry, I run a school for the criminally retarded. And these kids over here, I thought that maybe a land center, we got the funding for a land center, and I thought that this would be a good game to teach them teamwork. And he's like, well, that's really sweet, man, but you gotta get them to tone it down, or at least not talk in voice chat. They're driving us crazy.
I work with special needs kids, but don't worry, we got funding for a land setup. Sorry, little Timmy didn't get dialysis this week, but everybody's fucking loving it.
And I'm just like, while he's complaining, I'm just still going wood, 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 just hammering away. I don't know. It's a mean fucking game, though. It's great.
That sounds like a lot of what you like about it. Knowing that there are fierce, mean foes who want nothing more than to kill you, that makes the victory sweeter.
Yeah, they're mean to me. Don't think that it's all about me being mean to other people. I like it because they're mean to me. And like it's motivating. But there's people in this server that I hate so fucking much. They have no idea who I am. I have no idea who they are, but I despise them. I despise them, and I'm going to get them. I've already gotten a few.
I thought that they hid usernames or something. Or no, that was
but how the fuck do you know how like Titty Fucker 69 is? Like that's just a fucking username, right? Like I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah,
like
but you know, if like you're like, oh, there's fucking Buffalo Bill.
Can you say your username? I'm curious what it is. You
Mine?
Wouldn't want to say it. Yeah, I don't know.
I change it like every wipe. It's always something different.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jesus, how fucking crazy would it be if you ran like the gaming division in one of these children's hospitals or whatever? You had like the login info to all of these kids, and anytime a kid died, you just like got on their account, emptied their fucking bank account. Like nobody would ever like get mad at you, right? Like it's not like they need
what a scumbag thing.
I mean, like if you're like running like one of those like fucking like, yeah, kids, we're all gonna play, like go out and mine today. It's like, isn't this boring? Nah, go mine the fucking mithril or whatever. Okay, trust me. And then like 3 months later, the kid's gone, and it's like, well, time to log in and empty this shit out. Like, damn.
I'm sorry you had to spend your last moments mining sulfur for me to enjoy and shoot rockets with. It's like, oh, and you know, as an aggregate, the 5 of them put together all of their Make-A-Wishes, and they're going to compete against Optic in the championship, and they just get fucked. Like Optic, no prisoners. Hex high-fiving the team as they trounce these kids. all these bald kids with next to oxygen tanks. Oh man, what a yeah, that would be bad for Optic. That's not good for PR for them.
Not good optics.
They should not good optics. Exactly. They should let them win. This fictitious setup I did.
No, that doesn't teach them anything. How are they?
How much time do they have for left?
Right?
They need life lessons for the next week or two.
Here, let me teach you how to balance a checkbook.
Maybe not that.
I'm gonna teach you how to drive a car.
Into your own colostomy bag, maybe something useful. Oh, that's too far.
No, I was meaning because that's always something. It's gross, frankly.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you'll be busy.
You're gonna get that done in just 2 weeks. One request.
Yeah, I mean that only gives me like 24 hours a day.
Clickety click, clickety clack, and all right. Nothing on the agenda for the next 2. Oh, what do I have? Oh, I have that show on Thursday night. And I have Rust 11 hours a day.
Yeah.
11 is not even close. I've been doing 15 to 18 hours a day on Rust. Like we're really
18 hours. You're gonna get a blood clot.
I get up and move around. You know, my feet will get a little cold or something. I gotta keep moving. I for real. I know you can't sit for 18 hours and like be healthy.
Get cold. You're sitting so long.
Yeah, I mean it's cold in the house. Like I keep in the winter. Like I get free gas here, but my furnace isn't gas. So a lot of the times I'll just use the fireplace. Mm-hmm. It's like Jesus. It's free. Like it seems so wasteful to turn on the electric furnace. So the electric furnace is on like 63. So before I turn the fireplace on, it's 63 degrees in here and really fucking like my feet will get like ice cold.